Going on, y'all? Welcome back to the official Broke College Kids podcast. It has been revived. I know it's been a very long time since you guys have seen my handsome face, and I understand the two gentlemen that are with me today are not JB, they're not Anthony, and they're not Kalen, but I promise y'all they know just as much ball. Give it up for my boy Andrew, and give it up for my boy Noah.
What's good, y'all? We
Yeah.
back. The
Yes,
pod's
sir.
here.
We're officially back. All right. I mean, there's the same stuff we talked about before. At the end of the day, sports, anything that's affecting the pop culture, anything like that going on, we gonna cover it. It's a year-long podcast. It's just we took a little break, nothing too crazy. At the end of the day, the reason why we stopped uploading was just because of the fact that school, we got busy with finals, and obviously now we half of us don't live in Nebraska no more, but. We're just gonna go ahead and get started, get pretty much right into it. Drew, Noah, they're gonna introduce themselves, and then we're gonna get right into it. So go ahead, y'all boys.
What's good, y'all? My name's Drew Burr, owner of Drew Unlimited. Go subscribe if you're not subscribed. Yes, sir. We here. Yeah.
Good job. I'm Noah, honorary member of Broke College Kids. You feel me?
Yep.
Back at it. RJ back at it.
Yep.
Back at it like a crack addict.
The calm.
That's right, baby.
Calm.
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, man. The NFL season just ended. I know it's a very strange time to officially start the podcast up again, but listen, y'all, we got some nice, hard-hitting topics that we'd like y'all to discuss with us in the comments when the episode's done. So go ahead, put us in the back, get ready to listen, and get ready for some ball knowledge, man. That's it.
Yes, sir. Drop them comments.
No cap. First topic of the day. We got the most to prove in the playoffs this upcoming playoff season for the NFL. That includes all 14 teams that officially made it into the postseason. So we're going to go ahead and get started off with Noah. Noah, go ahead and talk your talk, man.
I'm not going to say the obvious answers, feel me? But I'm going to go Trevor Lawrence. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have been talking crazy about Trevor, man. A lot of people have been talking crazy about Trevor. He had the 1 year in his second year when, you know what I'm saying, it seemed like he was going to break out. And I think this is really, like, I know that year, like, he was good in the second half of the year, but this year, like, to me, it kind of seems like he's putting it together. You know what I'm saying? I think he ended with, like, 4,000 yards, 29 touchdowns, 9 rushing touchdowns. Like, I don't know, man. The Jags, people don't want to play the Jags, man. Someone's going to go in there and take them lightly and get dominated, bro. Look at the Broncos. Like, what they did to the Broncos, bro, that was eye-opening to me. Like, I don't know. I thought they were just beating up on some weak teams, like, even though, I don't know. But that game, to me, kind of solidified them as, like, a real contender, in my opinion. And I think after this season, like, if Trevor wins, a game or two in the playoffs, people are going to start taking him seriously. And I think he's going to look more deserving of the contract he got.
See that's fair, Noah. You feel me? Those were some great points, bro. But the reason why I can't say Trevor Lawrence, and I don't think it is Trevor Lawrence, is because the dude I'm about to say, Trevor Lawrence came back and beat this dude in the playoffs. And like his first year, I think, when he beat him, first or second year.
Second year.
Yeah, it was 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, it has to be Justin Herbert, bro. It has to be Justin Herbert. Now, the obvious answer, like I said, I think there still is an obvious answer out there, but I think it has to be Justin Herbert, bro. Like, the brother's been in the league for 6 seasons. Everybody always puts him in MVP conversations at the top of every season. It seems like he always starts out strong, but when we get to the end of the year, bro, and when it comes playoff time, it seems like he continuously folds, bro. 6 seasons. He's only had 2 playoff appearances, and both playoff appearances he lost. Never won a playoff appearance, by the way. In 2022, he played against the man that Noah brought up, Trevor Lawrence. They had a 27-0 lead, and they blew it, bro. At halftime. How do you blow a 27-point lead, bro? Like, and then 2024, when he went back, like, you can't forget the 4 picks, bro. This man was in a playoff game, threw for 4 picks, only had 1 touchdown. His career postseason pass ratings only 60%. And what blew my mind, because another topic that's coming up is MVP. Not trying to spoil anything, but doing some research on the MVP, it's insane to me that he's still do y'all believe he's still top 10 in like MVP? Like when you look at the odds,
believe it, bro.
He's top 10, bro. How is Justin Herbert top 10 when he's ninth in passing yards, 13 picks? Like, come on, bro. He has 3 good wins like all year. Like, I don't understand how it's not Justin Herbert, bro.
It was the Chiefs win, bro. I'm telling you. Week 1, they basically said Justin Herbert will be in the conversation.
Like,
listen,
for real.
Listen. I won't defend Herbert because I am wearing my Chiefs sweater, but at some point I will have to put my Herbert hat on. But listen, I'm going to continue to stay in the AFC here, but it has to be Josh Allen. It has to be Josh Allen. That's the elephant in the room. The elephant is begging to be addressed, and it has to be Josh Allen, the man who's been beating on 7 seed teams just to lose to the Chiefs later on. Chiefs aren't in the playoffs, baby. The Ravens ain't in the playoffs, baby. And the Bengals ain't in the playoffs. The only 2 teams that are ahead of you right now, in my eyes, that Josh Allen can lose to is the Patriots and the Jaguars.
Yep.
Truthfully. And that matchup happens this weekend. And I'm telling folks, if Josh Allen does not reach the Super Bowl this year, I am sick and tired of having that man compared to Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you have 2 minutes to march down that field and to score a field goal to win it, just like last year in the AFC Championship game. Remember, he had 3 timeouts. He had a whole 2-minute warning as well, and he didn't score. Mind you, that's the same defense that Jalen Hurts bombed 2 weeks later to drop 50 points on their head. Now I get it. Everybody assumes that the Bills' offense isn't that good. And Josh Allen has no weapons. Josh Allen has a 1,600-yard rusher right behind him. Almost 2,000 all-purpose yards from James Cook. So at the end of the day, yes, I understand Herbert. Yes, I understand T-Law. But truthfully, at the end of the day, the NFL's golden boy, that clock is ticking. That clock is ticking in my eyes. And I do believe that Josh Allen is one of the ones that needs to prove that he can win in a weak playoff race when it comes to no Lamar, no Mahomes, and no Burrow. That is exactly who I think is under the most pressure to win it all this year.
That was...
Bro, if Josh Allen doesn't... If they don't beat Jacksonville, bro, it's going to get insufferable about T-Law, man.
It's going to get gross about T-Law, and it's going to get even more gross about Josh Allen.
If he doesn't do it this year, I don't think he ever will, bro. I'm not going to lie. He probably won't.
He probably won't.
This is the perfect year for him. There's no Lamar. There's no Mahomes. I mean, who is it? Drake May? Because if he doesn't do it this year, Drake May is only going to be better, and their team's only going to be better.
Yep.
Their division's only going to get more tough because with the Patriots, you know what I'm saying? That's 2 possible losses.
And truthfully, as much as I hate the fucking Dolphins, if they figure that shit out with the quarterback, man, don't be shocked. That team went 7-9 after having some fucking retard throw picks constantly every single game. We got to remember that the Dolphins are a scary team. They have arguably one of the best receivers I've seen in quite a long time, at Jalen Waddle. Niggas got to remember, hey, when Devontae Smith was in that wide receiver room, he was wide receiver 3 behind Ruggs and Waddle. I don't think people remember that well.
Wait. When Smitty was at Bama?
Yeah.
Smitty was not the third best. Bro, he won a high... Wait.
No. It was before the Heisman.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I was ready.
I was about to say. Yeah.
Because they all went to the same graduate. They all went into the same draft class. So, but yeah, man, I keep telling folks, Miami might be one of them teams too. And if they get better in the quarterback position, Patriots
it is Miami though, man.
And Miami's not gonna slow down either. But neither with the Jets. Jets got a good head coach too. I don't know. At the end of the day, it's all a we will see kind of conversation to have.
Yo,
listen, I I'm not even gonna bring up what you just brought up about the Jets, bro. Like I don't want to talk about the Jets.
Yeah.
But all right, I gotta go back to your Josh Allen point. Listen, I
gotta talk about the Josh Allen thing.
I think you're spot on with the fact, like, if we're saying like who needs like a Super Bowl win the most, like I would say, okay, yeah, it's definitely Josh Allen, right? For everything you brought up. But if we're talking about who needs to show up and who needs to perform well in the play, I think it has to be Herbert, bro, because he's had collapses. He's had all this hype on his name ever since he was drafted. Has absolutely nothing to show for besides, like a Rookie of the Year? That's all he has. And the thing about Josh Allen, most of his playoff performances, Josh Allen has showed up. He has never really been the reason why his team has lost. It's always just been because of superior play, and his defense typically lets him down. That's just the main reason why I think it has to be Herbert over Allen, bro. You said not last year, Noah?
Hey, not last year. Not last year, he sold, bro. He couldn't get down the field and kick a field goal. Like there's no excuse for Josh last year. But all the rest, yeah, I agree with that.
I will say now I'll leave it at this when it comes to Herbert as the most approved. We have to remember the 27-point lead that he quote-unquote blew. His head coach at the time is not coaching in the NFL right now.
Bro, no Brandon Staley. No, bro. No.
Listen. And then I'll raise you a better one. At the end of the day, they walked into the Texans wild card round with 20 different injuries on defense. I'm not giving them excuses.
So that's an excuse for putting up 12 points, bro.
That one's more defendable than the 27 point. The 20. I don't want to hear anything about Brandon Staley, bro. It's 27 points. Come on, bro. He couldn't do anything on offense the rest of the entire game, bro.
Literally.
After he got that 27, it was silence from Justin Herbert. It's also, like you didn't even know he was on the field.
Like going back to last year, it would be one thing if, like, yes, you said he brought up the injuries to his defense. It would be one thing if the defense just got torched by C.J. Stroud and company, and Herbert did his thing, and also, bro, he had 4 picks. He had 4, cuatro, and he only put up 12 points. Picks, like, I'm sorry, man, and I think the biggest thing for Justin Herbert is just the continual, like, it's like people forget. What has transpired over these 6 years. It's like he's been a prospect for 6 years. It comes to a point where it's like you have to put up or shut up, bro. And
it always reminds me every time I see Justin Herbert in like a graphic. It's always like young quarterbacks, and it's like Herbert's there. Herbert is 27 years old, somewhere around there.
Exactly.
He's no longer a young bull. I understand that, but like I said, I think the most approved with this playoff run has to be Josh Allen. At least in my
good points. You brought up some good points. Like, I think, in my opinion, if I wasn't going to take Herbert, I would take Josh Allen too. Like,
yeah.
T-Law, I just think T-Law, like, he's shown up, like, and he's still younger in his career.
I only say that because a lot of people think that his contract wasn't deserving. Because, like, the other 2 quarterbacks, they've at least proven at a base level that they're a franchise quarterback. There's real, like, debate over whether Trevor Lawrence is or isn't a franchise quarterback. Yeah. Like, if you ask 100 people, it might be like 50-50. You know, it might be 70-30 towards him not being one. So I feel like for him, it's really about proving that he's like actually truly the guy and that contract was deserving. That's really why, like, I don't know, like for me, the other guys, like, they're proving that they can be an all-time great level, but they've already proved at a base level that they're like the guy.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's like a different level, you know what I mean?
That's completely understandable. I think I get that. But to kind of pivot towards the Josh Allen T-Law conversation, let's talk about Wild Card Weekend.
Yes, sir. Let's talk about
it, man. Now, Drew, if you don't mind pulling up the mashups for me, we'll go ahead and start off with, I think, the most obvious one. We're going to go straight to Jags versus Bills. And I'm not going to lie to y'all, ladies and gentlemen. I think the Jags will take it this weekend.
Wow.
Guaranteed. The Jags are playing at home. The Jags are the team that has been consistently over 30 points in the past few games. At the end of the day, I am sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, if there's a quarterback that has been on a heater for the past month that I can trust in the playoffs right now, we started. T-Law's name is right there. Jacoby Myers has completely transformed that offense. I mean, what are we talking about? You finally give him someone that's not afraid of contact, which in doing so gives Brian Thomas Jr. the confidence to stick through with the contact. Then you have Brandon Strange, then you have Parker Washington. And let's not forget, next year, this man is going to have arguably a unicorn at his wide receiver 3 and Travis Hunter. At the end of the day, for this weekend coming up, give me the Jaguars to beat the Bills by at least 7 whole points.
See, guaranteed. I love that.
I don't love that. And I mean, okay, I'll say it from this perspective. I do think it's going to be a close game. I was kind of going back and forth when talking about this, but I guess to go over one of your points, RJ, you said what do you say? You said the Jags averaged 30 points over their last few games. I mean, it's not that hard when your last 4 games you played the Jets, you played the Titans, you played the Colts. Now, granted, you got a great win against Denver. Don't take anything. I'm not taking anything away from that squad. Hell of a win over Denver, but you played the Jets. You dropped 50 on the worst team in football. You played the Titans. You dropped 41 on debatably the 3rd worst team in football. To me, being up on bad teams and going into the postseason isn't anything to cheer about, in my opinion. When it comes to the playoffs, I want to put my trust in who's the better quarterback and who has the better coaching experience. Liam Cohen, with all due respect, does not have the same coaching experience as Sean McDermott. Trevor Lawrence, not even close to Josh Allen when it comes to playoff experience. So for those reasons alone, I decided I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills, and also because Buffalo has been in some close games as of late. They just absolutely mollywopped the Jets, granted with second stringers, but they still mollywopped the Jets, but it's not hard to do that to the Jets. Had a very, very close game against Philadelphia, which they could have easily won if some things went different down the line and Josh Allen actually made some decent throws. But I think facing the former champions and having a closely contested game, especially as bad as they started out in that game and rallied and came back and put together some good drives to make it come down to the last play, I think that gives them some props. I think beating the best team in the AFC, in my opinion, which is, people say it's the Broncos, I think it's the New England Patriots right now. They just beat the Patriots a few weeks ago, and they can show that they're a high-scoring team. They can show that their defense can put some clamps on when needed. Like I said, this is going to be a close game. It's not going to be easy by any means. I think Jacksonville is very formidable, and I think that they can win. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to a tightly contested matchup like this, I think you got to put your trust in the coaching staff and the quarterback. So for that reason, I'm going with Josh Allen and the Bills, bro. Yeah.
Noah, help me out here, man. Help me out here.
We already know what Noah about to say, bro.
Y'all already know what I'm about to say, man. Give me my Jags. Give me Trevor Lawrence. Listen, Drew, I need you to understand this, bro.
Yes, sir.
I need you to understand this, bro. The Jaguars, first off, I don't even need to see Liam Cohen in the playoffs. I know he's a better coach than Sean McDermott. That's number one. I don't need to say it. Drew, don't look at me like that, bro. Okay, Drew, let me ask you this. Wait.
You don't got to see Liam Cohen in the playoffs?
Wait. I have one question. When they played the Eagles last week,
yeah,
and they decided to go for 2.
That wasn't a bad call.
Even though the Eagles could not score points.
That wasn't a bad call.
Beat them in overtime. Bro,
listen.
I know it wasn't a bad call. No, I know that. But what did you think in that moment? Sean McDermott's about to blow the game.
I didn't think that. I didn't think that. I thought Superman Josh Allen would make a play, but at the end of the day, he overthrew.
We know how Sean McDermott gets, bro. We know how Sean McDermott gets. This is not the Titans, bro. This is not the Titans. This is a team that can put up points. Look what they did to the Broncos. Who did we all think was the best defense in the league? The Broncos. Who gave the Broncos absolute belt? Who? Exactly. Come on, bro.
Here's the way I kind of view the matchup. I do view it, and the reason why I think the Bills will lose, I do believe it is Sean McDermott's conservative on defense that is going to cost them this game. I think Sean McDermott, the reason why, now this has always been a hot take of mine, period, but I've always believed that Sean McDermott needs to get fired. I've always been a huge believer in that.
Thank you. He's not a good coach, bro.
Here's the way I view it, right? If your quarterback drops 28 points consistently, whether it's 2 passing touchdowns or 2 rushing touchdowns, if your quarterback does that and you lose the fucking game, My number one question is I'm looking right at the head coach and I'm asking him how the fuck
He's
did
a
you lose this
defensive
game?
guy.
So we're not
That's
gonna.
his whole thing.
So,
He's a defensive guy, and their defense is always the reason they lose. How is that possible?
Even if
explain that to me.
Even if you look at the Chiefs, the Mahomes and Allen matchups, as at the end of the day, you know, it's the best of the best, right? That's fun. We'll go back to when the Buffalo Bills were at home in the playoffs versus the Cincinnati Bengals. What happened that game? I'll tell you what happened that game. He didn't have an answer for Jamar Chase only. There was no team.
One of the best receivers in the game.
Listen, at the end of the day,
make an adjustment.
He had Tre'Davious White. He had arguably a top 10 defense in points per game on that team, and they lost. So at the end of the day, I understand the praise that Sean McDermott gets, but he's always been a head coach that I sit there and look at and just say you won't get the job done, and that is why I think this
change of scenery, bro.
This weekend. 100% in Jacksonville, Florida, in Duval County. Give me the Jacksonville Jaguars to win over the Buffalo Bills. 100%.
I'm going to ask one question because I know we got to move on. But outside of the win against Denver, does Jacksonville have another win this year that really, like, this man Noah? Like, what other win really convinced y'all that they can beat Buffalo?
Beat the Chargers by 30.
They have Justin Herbert. He's a fraud. Bro, what did Justin Herbert do that game? He did nothing.
I'll pivot to the Chiefs. At the end of the day, the Chiefs have always been a respectable team. Whether you sit there and look at our record or not,
they beat the Texans.
At the end of the day, you cannot sit there and think to yourself, the Chiefs are a pushover team. Because the Jags were down 14-0 at the start of that second quarter. They came back and won that game.
And they won by a field goal against a Rashee Rice-less offense who had trouble finding their identity all year, who don't run the ball against one of the most inconsistent defenses in football.
At the end of the day, it's a win, not a win.
A win's a win. But I'm just saying, outside, you brought up, what other team did you say? I think you said the Texans.
Okay, and we're about the Texans, the Niners,
two
the Chargers,
beat-up teams.
Mike. What was the Bills' best win?
Shoot.
When the Ravens dropped, how much did the Ravens drop on them? And they were 1-5 to start the season, bro.
The Patriots win easily is their best win.
Bro, the Patriots were up 21-0.
And they won.
They were giving them crazy work.
But who won the game? I'm
just saying, like, the Bills can just easily be had, though.
Listen, at the end of the day,
they really haven't had like a dominant win against a good team. Like, who did they beat in dominant fashion against a good team? Come on, bro. We're talking real ball here, man.
Come on now. Nah, but to pivot off of that, you know, the Jags did beat the Texans, but we'll go ahead and just meet up with the Texans versus the Steelers. I think we all can collectively agree it is old man Rodgers' time. That man will be passing away this week in the playoffs. R.I.P. to a beautiful career. 4-time MVP, Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP. That man
and the retirement speech is crazy, bro. They haven't played yet.
He said he died.
Yo.
It's over.
It is over, man. It is over.
If I was a crazy betting man, I would put $10,000 on the Texans to win 100%. I do not think this game is going to be close at all. If Lamar Ramon Jackson II was in this game, I would be saying the same thing. I think the Texans are going to cook whoever they face in the wild card this weekend. And I 100% believe that the unfortunate reality is they have a 41-year-old quarterback that can't run. It is over.
Bro, he's going to be throwing the ball the second it touches his hands, bro. That's all I know. He will not be standing in the pocket. And I just, like you said, RJ, score prediction straight up, I think it's going to be like 31-10.
Bro.
Yeah.
And I think the Texans will have a defensive touchdown, bro.
For sure.
Either that or it'll be like a really close defensive game, like a slugfest. And
I think
it's gonna be like that. I think it's gonna be.
It might be under 20 scoring, like 17-13 or something.
The way I kind of view it, if the Texans get into a slugfest with the Steelers, then I would not be shocked if somehow their devil magic pulled it off.
That's Listen, y'all described it perfectly. When we brought this up, at first I was like set in stone on the Texans, bro. But I started thinking about it, and I think about what I saw last night from the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I saw a team that rallied together in the closing moments. I saw Aaron Rodgers have to rely on a committee wide receiver room full of nobodies, respectfully, besides maybe like Pat Freiermuth, and he was able to get it done. And he gets DK Metcalf back next week.
MVS.
What'd you say, Roger? Sorry.
To respect MVS, a Super Bowl champion on that.
Oh yeah. Scantling was getting some good targets. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But they get DK back next week. That has to be something to think about. He gets his best target back. I've been liking what I've seen. How Aaron Rodgers has been spreading the ball around. Now, granted, I don't know how it's gonna look facing that Texans D line, because the Texans defense is prolific, bro. Like it's debatably the best defensive in football, bro. Like,
I think the Texans have one of the best front sevens in the league right now.
They have the best edge rush duo in the league, bro. Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter, bro. Like that's the best edge rush duo in the league. They're gonna get after him, bro.
100%.
They're really oh my gosh, bro.
100%. Yeah. I agree with everything. So it's gonna take a strategic coaching masterclass put on by Mike Tomlin and crew, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm very, 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 very hesitant that to believe that he's actually going to do that. However, one of my biggest things in the playoffs is experience, bro, and it doesn't get better with experience than Mike Tomlin and Aaron Rodgers, and they're playing at home. Pittsburgh was going bro. The environment at that game last night for that to clinch the AFC North was insane. So CJ Stroud, we can talk about the defense all day. CJ Stroud is gonna have to put some points up, man. I'm not really impressed with their running game. Nico Collins is cool. Jaden Higgins, he's really good as well. But I think this game's ultimately gonna come down to CJ Stroud. I think Aaron Rodgers is gonna do his thing. I think he's gonna put up around 200 yards passing, maybe a couple touchdowns. I think the running game's gonna. I don't think they should focus on running the ball. I like their little check down offense that they implement with Kenneth Gainwell. Kenneth Gainwell's been playing really good this year. So I think if they keep utilizing that, they have a chance, man. I'm not saying they're going to win.
The Pittsburgh Steelers are the epicenter of Unk ball to the biggest and highest degree. Because if you would have told me in 2025, at the start of the season, that Kenneth Gainwell will be the Steelers MVP, I would not believe you. I simply wouldn't have. But here we are now with him being the check down god, pretty much Austin Eckler reinforced with Jaylen Warren. Like I said, at the end of the day, if the Texans somehow in some way get into a slugfest, this game can get ugly for the Steelers quick, and I would not be shocked if the Steelers somehow, some way pulled off the upset.
And so, final predictions, y'all taking the Texans?
Yeah, I do think ultimately though, I think the Texans have been on a roll. I think CJ Stroud has figured out a rhythm between Higgins, Noel, and Collins, as well as Woody Marks and Dare really taking off in that running game. I just don't see a way that the Steelers can really pull this off. So I'm going to go ahead and roll with the Texans.
Yeah, I like their energy right now. Once that offense starts clicking, I mean, their team is really complete with if the offense gets in rhythm. I mean, when CJ Stroud, I don't know. I think it's more like he found his confidence back almost. Like, it seems like he's more decisive with his throws, kind of trusting his guys now. Especially because, now he has more of, a real foundation of offensive pieces because, people have been, decently healthy. I feel like the rookie stepping up too. I like Jaden Higgins a lot, actually.
Nice.
I think him and Nico Collins, Woody Marks, pretty solid. Even with the offensive line problems, I think the way that they run their offense, they can still get it done and do enough because I think they'll have I know they're going to turn the Steelers over. I know 100%. That for a fact. I would bet my life on that. So I think, if they can get after Aaron Rodgers and force a turnover or two and just at least move the ball on offense, they'll probably they'll win. I'm pretty confident in that.
I'm taking Pittsburgh.
Might go on the lay.
I'm taking Pittsburgh.
Okay, I will say it's really to me it's really 50-50. Like I can see this game going very easily anyway. I will say the pick of the day is picking the Steelers to cover the spread, whatever the spread is. Because in my opinion, I just don't trust DeMeco Ryans, bro, in the situation. I think honestly early on in the season, people were calling for his job for a reason. I think he can be very inconsistent when it comes to coaching at times and make some questionable decisions. They don't have a run game. I think that's something very important you need in the playoffs, bro. So, like I said, to me it's a very, very, very 50-50 matchup. But I'm going to roll with Pittsburgh, bro. I think they're going to keep the momentum up going into this week, bro. But I think after that, it's over. 100%, it's over.
I will say though, I think with this next matchup, I think we can all agree where it's going to go. We have the number 2 seeded Patriots against the number 7 Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh, yeah.
Drew, go ahead and start us off, man, because I already know your answer.
No question. New England's taking the dub here, bro. I think if there was going to be a blowout, like, listen, the Chargers defense, I will say is kind of underrated. A little bit underrated, but I think Drake May has shown this year he's one of the most consistent quarterbacks in football. Mike Vrabel, one of the best coaching minds in football, brought in, I'm blanking, Josh McDaniels as the offensive coordinator. He's been doing a hell of a job. They have a good running game balance with Stevenson and Henderson. Diggs, hey, listen, the baby mama drama and all the other drama of him assaulting whoever he assaulted, I think's been helping him out. Straight up, he's been cooking.
I think every time I think about that Stephon Diggs situation, I just think about that one image of Michael Irvin saying, "You either run that slant or you run back to the ghetto." So at the end of the day, Drew, 100%, man, you're speaking the truth here. I mean, I just don't see a world where the Chargers win this game at all. They have too many questions at offensive line to begin with. Herbert takes way too many sacks. Herbert's been banged up. And not to mention, I mean, truthfully, I love Matt McConkey as much as the next man, but there is no true wide receiver 1 on that offense at all. And I think that's what makes it worse. The moment you put Christian Gonzalez on that outside where Quinn Johnson needs to be, it is G-raps because they then put I forgot their cornerback too. Their cornerback too, I believe, is Carlton Davis. The moment Carlton Davis is on Lab McConkey, I'm sorry, sweet Jesus, it's over for Lab. It's over. That safety blanket's gone, and that tight end that's been emerging for the Chargers, I think Oran Gateston, whatever his name is. I just don't think he's going to be able to produce to the highest degree in that game enough to where it's a game changer for the Chargers. It is not. I don't think this game is going to fall on Herbert's shoulders as much as the next man. I just think it's going to be one of those good old-fashioned Patriots ass whoopings that we've seen when we were younger, dreading that dumb, stupid empire that Brady and Belichick built. I do believe that happens today because, I mean, let's face it, the Patriots' run game is back. TreVeyon Henderson has found his footing, and now Ramondre Stevenson in the last week of the season realized that he is he's one of the fastest backs on their roster, and he's one of the best pass catching backs in the league right now, and he proved that with a touchdown this weekend. Now, I do believe it's going to be an absolute bloodbath, but I will say the main storyline from this game will once again be a Herbert not his fault game. But alas, at the end of the day, a loss is a loss, and I think the Patriots will be handing that to the Chargers this weekend.
For sure.
Yeah, man, I'm going with the Patriots. Like Drew said, with the consistency, like Drake May just doesn't seem like he's shakeable, in my opinion. Like, I don't know. I don't think he'll be too. The moment will be too big for him, and we know that the moment's too big for Justin Herbert a lot. Like, I don't know. For some reason, Justin Herbert just seems like every time he gets in a big game, like a little bit of the Sam Darnold effect, man, the seeing ghosts. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, we can say that the picks, aren't his fault, but a lot of them are, man. Like, in the 4 he had, you could maybe say 1, maybe 2, nah, probably not. Yeah. He threw 3 legit picks, man. Like, I don't want to hear anything about it.
He threw 4 in that game last year.
Yeah, he threw 4, and I'll give him, like, one of them was like, okay, yeah, like his receiver should have caught that one. But the other 3, bro, like, I'm not buying it.
Yeah, no,
I'm tired of the not his fault and the I don't want to hear Brandon Staley's name ever again. We got to move on. Brandon Staley isn't there anymore.
Facts.
Okay, that doesn't even excuse the 27 points, but
the boogeyman's not
I
in the
won't even get into
anymore.
that.
You walk out.
Yeah, man, like we got to get over Brandon Staley. Like, please. They have Jim Harbaugh. Their defense, in my opinion, isn't all that. Honestly, T-Law gave them boys 35. I'm just not buying it. I think it might get ugly. The Patriots just in the first quarter, they just look like they're playing perfect football.
Facts.
Like everything looks easy. Josh McDaniels, like he's a genius. I don't know, like he's an offensive genius. Like his play calling is just.
I don't know what happened in Las Vegas when he was coaching over there, but man, it looks like a different team now. I'll tell you that.
He can't handle the whole team, man. He's meant to be a coordinator.
Yep.
He was meant for it.
So we're gonna go ahead and move over to the godforsaken. I believe. Who is the second seed now? Is it the Bears? Technically, it's the Bears, right?
I think so. I'm about to pull it up right now.
Yes, it is the Bears. It's the Bears heading into the Packers. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and lean towards the Bears winning a playoff game for the first time since 2018. I believe that team's on a roll, even if they ended up losing their last regular season game to the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions are not a pushover team at any means regarding towards playoff success. So I will go ahead and give the slight edge to the Chicago Bears to win it this Thursday.
Yeah, I agree, man. Like, Chicago, in my opinion, is just a more complete team. They've gotten the running game going. Caleb's looked like a superstar these past few weeks, man. And the quarterback situation isn't going that great in Green Bay. Jordan Love's been out the last few weeks, so he's going to have to show up. The receiving core, honestly, just doesn't blow me away, bro. Josh Jacobs has been hurt, like, the entire end of the year. Emmanuel Wilson's cool, but he ain't Josh Jacobs, bro. So I think Matt LaFleur is going to put on a good coaching performance. I don't think this is going to be a blowout. I think it's going to continue their historic rivalry, but I do think the Bears are going to edge them out 100%.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I would say what happened? What, the Justin Herbert fan club found you, Noah? Like, what happened, man?
No, I got the Bears too, man. I really like what Ben Johnson's doing in Chicago. Facts. I feel like he's really changed not only the culture, but I feel like he's instilled a lot of confidence in Caleb. And I think they're going to be riding hot, through this first round. Also, I'm just a little worried about Jordan Love coming off of an injury, the loss of Michael Parsons. I don't know. I feel like this is Chicago's time. I feel like they're going to really prove some doubters wrong, especially because when they just beat Green Bay, obviously they had Malik Willis. So it was kind of, you know what I mean? Gave them an excuse a little bit, but I don't know. I think it's going to be different. I think they are going to have a good showing. I believe, man. Their defense got to get it together, man.
Yeah, I will say that
they can't stop anybody.
I will say that is definitely the root of the cause for sure, as to why it's a little hesitant to pick Chicago. But I do think overall, at the end of the day, Caleb Williams will get this first ever playoff win, this first ever playoff appearance. But I am very excited to see how it all goes as we pivot towards our 3rd and 6th seed games, which is I think Philadelphia Eagles versus the San Francisco 49ers, which there is some history there. It's all dating back to the NFC Championship game where the Niners only had, I believe, Brock Purdy on a injured UCL, and they had CMC as the quarterback for the rest of that game.
Oh, that game was crazy, man. That game was so crazy. It was unwatchable, bro. Like, it was unwatchable football.
No cap.
Yeah, that game was insane. Oh my god, I do think I'll give the edge to the Philadelphia Eagles. I do think at the end of the day, I don't think the Niners are healthy enough, and I don't think their defense is strong enough to hold the Philadelphia Eagles. I do think Saquon will be officially unleashed this playoff run. I do believe that he's been on a leash this whole regular season, and now they're in the playoffs. All they got to do is just drop the leash, let them run Buffalo off because at the end of the day, I do believe that is exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree 100%, bro. The Niners, similar situation to Chicago. They haven't proved they can really stop anybody. I'm not a big fan of their defense. Fred Warner's not there, man. Their captain. So, very fraudulent defense. And like I y'all have probably know right now, big thing for me is who's their quarterback, who's their coaching staff. Granted, Nick Sirianni, he won a Super Bowl, but we know he can have questionable decision-making sometimes. But I do think Philadelphia is easily the more complete team. Much better offense, much better defense, just more complete all around. And after seeing what transpired last week against Seattle, even in their home stadium, they didn't get across like the 40-yard line till like the fourth quarter, bro. Just an abysmal display of offense. So I can't put my money on San Fran. So we got to go with Philly, bro.
Yeah, I'm with y'all, man. As much as I hate to say it, though, yeah, I can't pick against Philly. Not in this spot, mainly just because of the defensive edge. Like, I mean, Philly's defense is still elite. I mean, it's still going to be, like, extremely tough for San Francisco to get going against that defense. And the main reason why that makes me more confident is because at a bare minimum, like Philly's offense at any point could look elite. I mean, it only takes, you know what I mean, a defense like San Francisco's for them to get going. So honestly, like this game could end up being a blowout. Truthfully, I wouldn't predict it, but like if you told me Philly came out there and blew them out, I wouldn't be surprised because I also don't think that San Fran's played the tough. I don't know, like other than their divisional opponents, like I don't know. I just don't really buy it this year. I don't think they can just lean on Christian McCaffrey against that defense. You know what I mean? In that spot, I'm not buying it.
Yeah, no, I get that 100%. I do think now, however, this is where I think some of us might have different opinions because now we head over to the NFC South division wild card matchup between the Panthers and the
RJ,
Rams.
Don't.
I'm gonna say RJ, don't do it, bro.
And by God, are we going to pound? Give me the Panthers to upset the Los Angeles Rams this upcoming weekend. Now, listen, I get it. Everyone's groaning, everyone's moaning. Listen, that win that they just had against those same Rams just a few weeks ago doesn't look fraudulent anymore. We have to remember the Rams were struggling versus the Cardinals this past weekend. If it wasn't for the Cardinals just being an absolute abysmal team, it was 16-16 entering the fourth quarter. That game could have gotten away for the Rams, and it could have got ugly quick. And I'm telling you guys right now, the Panthers' defense is a lot better than the Cardinals' defense. Give me the Panthers and a stunner to ruin a lot of people's parlays and to give Bryce Young his first ever playoff win.
No, you got it, bro.
Listen, RJ, bro. Listen. I just want to be on the record. Like, I'm a big Bryce Young guy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really rooting for the brother, man. But if you think Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford are going to lose out on a possible Super Bowl run due to the Panthers, bro, I would literally bet any amount of money I have that the Panthers are going to lose, bro. Amen. I promise you. I don't think they could take it lightly enough to lose a home playoff game. No, it wouldn't be home. They're going to be on the road. That's true.
They are going to be on the road.
Honestly, it really doesn't matter where they play. They could play in Arkansas. It don't matter, man. I mean, they're going to... I don't even think it'll be a blowout. I just know that they're going to come through. Matthew Stafford is having too good of a season. The Panthers couldn't put points up against the Bucks. Yeah, I just don't buy it. I don't think they can get it done. Not this year, man. This is a good stepping stone. Like, they had a good season. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of Bryce Young, man. You know what I mean? You've been through a lot. But I don't think so. They also, like, the experience level. The coaching, leans heavily towards the Rams. Quarterback, obviously, weapons. Like, the Panthers don't have the horses, man. They don't have the talent. I don't see it happening.
Yeah, 100% Noah. I don't want to, I think Noah kind of answered it, but at the end of the day, they got one of the best quarterbacks still in football, an MVP candidate, over 45 touchdowns this year, man. Like, Matt Stafford is one of one, bro. And like you said, Sean McVay, one of the best coaching minds in football. There is no way, especially after already losing to them in the regular season. I know RJ say don't believe in the fraud victory. It was a fraudulent victory, bro. Like, in my opinion, there's just no way they're gonna win this game right here. And like, I will say, I don't really like what I've been seeing out of LA these last couple of weeks. Whether it was against the loss to Atlanta, which they almost did come back from. I do like that resiliency they showed, but still, you shouldn't have lost that game. Like, there's no way you should have lost against that Atlanta team, even though Bijan was doing whatever he wants. But at the end of the day, Carolina does not have a player even remotely close to the talent level of Bijan Robinson on their team that can make plays like that. Bryce Young, do not trust Bryce Young in a playoff game like this, bro. Hell no. Especially coaching against Sean McVay. You're going to tell me you're going to trust Bryce Young to take the team to the promised land against Sean McVay, bro. And I'm not going to sit here and act like the Rams have the most electrifying defense in football, because it's far, far from it. But come on, man. He's one of the best coaching minds in football. I honestly, I think the only way the Panthers have and another thing, they don't even have the refs on their side. That last game against Tampa Bay, 100% showed the NFL does not want the Carolina Panthers in the playoffs, bro. And at the end of the day, NFL runs this. So with all that being said, Rams have the talent. They have the coaching. Like I said, this would be a complete surprise, like you said, RJ. I just don't see it happening. Like I said, the only way I think they have a shot is if Chuba Hubbard and Rico Dowdle put on one of the most historic running back duo performances I've ever seen in my life. If that doesn't happen, they have no shot.
That's the only way they can stay in the game, is if they just pound the rock, man. If they run effectively, then I think, you know what I mean, it could definitely close the gap. But I just know if it comes down to, a couple drives at the end, I'd bet my money on Stafford. Come on, man.
And like in that previous performance, Bryce Young put up 3 touchdowns. Like, come on. Like, realistically, RJ, do you really think Bryce Young is going to put up 3 more touchdowns in this game right here?
Hold on now.
I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening.
I wouldn't count it out. Like,
no.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it was rainy. It was rainy in Tampa. I will give the Tampa Bay Bucks their benefit of a doubt. But like I said, I would not be shocked if Stafford, who hasn't been on schedule with a lot of his throws these past few weeks, let's keep it a sec. If you watched this past week's game, he almost threw like 3 picks in a row. The man does not trust his receivers outside of Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams, which I cannot blame him for. But I'm looking at that, and I'm looking at Bryce Young trusting everyone from Jimmy Horn to fucking Xavier Legette, Leonardo DeGarda. He eats a bunch of raccoons every single weekend. At the end of the day, if he is trusting those guys in that field and Stafford can't trust his guys, I'm going to look at that, be like, okay, J.C. Horn is on Puka Nacua. If Adams is not good to go this week, you have one of the worst wide receiver 2s in the league going against one of the best scheme defenses in the league. I don't know. At the end of the day, we do have to move on to our next subject, but give me the Panthers, like I said, to win this weekend.
One more quick thing. Devontae going to play. Believe that. Devontae going to play, and Puka Nacua, in my opinion, is arguably the best receiver
Puka's going to play
right now. So
yeah, Puka's
that's all I'm going to say. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say.
All right. Now, speaking of Rams, because I know you brought this up earlier, let's talk about Super Bowl predictions. Who do you guys have punching their ticket to the final dance of the season? Drew, you got to start us off.
This is a hard one. I'm going to be honest. In my opinion, in the NFC, it's going to come down. I'm going to give my pick in a second. But in my opinion, I think it's going to come down to the Eagles and the Rams. I don't know if they can possibly even. They can do that matchup in the championship, right? Because the Rams.
Yeah, they can do it in the NFC Championship. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I think that might be the game there. And then in the AFC side, the Broncos are they're just fraudulent to me. Like they just have a fraudulent bone in their body that they just don't pass the eye test, in my opinion. I think in the AFC it's going to come down to possibly New England. I think Buffalo's also in the conversation, but ultimately, man, it's hard. It's really hard for me. I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm taking the Rams and the Bills, and the reason it's super hard for me to take the Rams because of what I've seen these last few weeks. But I can't ignore what I saw before that, though. They were looking like one of the best units in football, offense-wise, especially when they had Devontae Adams, one of the best touchdown threats we've ever seen in the game. Puka Nacua, one of the best receivers we've seen in the game. Stafford, I think Stafford is going to turn it around. That's why I'm making this prediction. I believe he's going to put on a great playoff run. I don't think he's going to put up as many interceptions as he has. McVay, one of the best coaching minds in football. My hardest selling point on this is the defense, bro. Like, if they get in a shootout with any team, or if Stafford doesn't get it going, it's going to be very, very hard for the LA Rams to win games in the playoffs. But I'm putting that to the side. Like I said, I'm trusting what I saw earlier in the season. I think they were one of the best, most complete teams in football. And I think the only competition is really going to come down to the Eagles. And I just don't. Something's just telling me the Eagles are not going back to the Super Bowl this year, bro. I don't know what it is. I think it's just Jalen Hurts. Like y'all know, I used to ride for Jalen Hurts earlier in the year, but just based on what I've seen this season, it's just I just don't know, bro. Like some of the picks I've seen him throw this season have actually like reminded me of Zach Wilson. Like just gave me PTSD on the spot. Like so I think the Eagles have a shot, but I'm gonna take the Rams to switch it up a little bit. And then from the AFC side, I'm going to take the Bills. Like, I think this is Josh Allen's time. I'm a big believer. One of the best talents in football. My only problem with them is, like, I don't know if they have the offensive repertoire to get it done. But, like RJ brought up first, one of the best backs in the league in James Cook. They have to get him going. They have to be consistent with him. And it's not like they don't have talent receiving-wise. I mean, Keon Coleman definitely needs to step up. He's been a complete, such an underperforming receiver this year. Khalil Shakir's been the man, though. Khalil Shakir is real. He's been Josh Allen's top target. Josh Allen uses his tight ends really well. I think the defense held Philly to only 13 points last week, and I feel like they show up when it matters. They have a good win over New England, so I think it's Josh Allen's time. I think, like I said, it's really hard to take them over New England, but I just don't know if Drake May's necessarily ready, and he's going to be ready if he gets under the bright lights. So I think it's going to be the Rams and the Bills. That was long-winded. I apologize.
No, it's fine. Go ahead, Noah. You go.
Listen, man. In the AFC, like, I'm going to do the NFC first. NFC, my pick is the Rams. I kind of just look at this for the NFC, like, I'm just thinking best quarterback, best coach. My immediate thought is the Rams. They've kind of showed us all year that they can be a high-powered offense, and they have pieces on their defense to where, they can still get stops. Like they're not they're not necessarily a weak defense. Like they can get stops. I really like their D line. The only other competition for them.
That core is wicked. So I was gonna say that core is wicked. I mean, you have Byron Young, you have Jared Verse, you have Wilson. I think Wilson Fisk, and man, I forgot the other one's name, but just those three up top of my head is such a wicked pass rush. They got
like a good young core on their defense. Like their defense is gonna be really good soon. I promise. But like I think their only competition, truthfully. Because I think the Eagles, like, I just, kind of like you said, Drew, they're just so funky this year. Like, I can't see them all of a sudden putting it all together in the playoffs. Like, I think they're going to get caught by surprise and lose to one of these teams. I would say their only comp, in my opinion, like, I think maybe the Seahawks, but it's just the Sam Darnold thing. I can't really get past it. So, it's hard for me to pick another team where they don't have, like, a glaring weakness to where, like, the quarterback thing. I don't think that, like, with the Eagles, the quarterback thing and just their offense as a whole, the play calling and stuff, I just think it's the Rams to lose, honestly. And then the AFC, man, listen. My gut wants me to say the Jaguars so badly.
I thought you were gonna do it.
It really does. It really does. Like, I just think the Jaguars are the most complete team in the AFC, truthfully. Like, on both sides of the ball, the coach, I know he's not proven in the playoffs, but I know he's going to be good. He's just he's such a good coach, man. I don't know. Because the obvious answer to me is like the Patriots, because I think in the playoffs when they play a team like the Jags, or when they play a team like, say, even the Broncos, like, if it comes down to that, like, I don't know about their offensive weapons lining up against like a real defense, especially like with the Jags, because they can score also. So it's like, I don't know. I got to see the Patriots play real comp. Like, I know they beat the Bills, but who have they really beaten all year? Like, we've been seeing them play like some just weak team after weak team after weak team, and it's like, even if Drake May isn't bad, he might not be able to overcome, say, even like his defense getting scored on, or maybe they don't get off to a hot start against a better team, and how will they react to that? So I don't know. I think I'm going to go with the Jags, truthfully.
Noah, that was a great fucking answer, my friend. Give me Duval!
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. I knew I wasn't crazy.
At the end of the day, their team has been skyrocketing towards the top of the power rankings for a reason. Jacoby Myers has saved that offense by a long shot because BTJ wasn't catching nothing, not even a cold in December. Now, when it comes to the NFC,
Parker Washington breakout. Just want to say that. Parker Washington breakout. Turn on the film. Turn on the film.
Give me Parker Washington to have the Gabe Davis kind of game against the Bills this upcoming weekend. But I'll pivot over towards the NFC, and I think we all have collectively the same answer. But I really, really want it to be the Seattle Seahawks. I want it to be. However, I am going to lean towards the Rams. And the only reason why I would lean towards the Rams is because at the end of the day, when the Rams faced the Seahawks the first time with Devontae Adams on their team, they won that game. Now, at the end of the day, I will not be shocked if Sam Darnold walks them down again to finally punch his ticket and to prove that it was truly the Jets, not him, because man, oh man, that man walked down the same defense that we were talking about, that we were praising. He walked them down, not for a field goal, no, for a game-winning touchdown. And then to top that off, he scrambles right to throw on the run to A.J. Barner for the 2-point conversion. At the end of the day, I would not be shocked if the Seahawks somehow lock it in and make it to the Super Bowl for the first time since 2014.
Solid. The only. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Drew.
Nah, I was just saying that was a great take, RJ. Like, you took the words right out of my mouth, bro. But I will say, like, Sam Darnold, everything besides the Jaguars take, I'm just not a believer. But Sam Darnold has already shown us the Jets, bro. Like, he 100% has already shown us the Jets.
When T-Law throws 6 touchdowns again this weekend, don't look at me, Drew. Don't look at me. Just look in the mirror. But
hey, they were saying Justin Herbert's going to be the one to have his Peyton Manning arc where he can't win in the playoffs and then has his moment. That's Trevor. Who did they say was the best prospect since Peyton Manning?
Exactly.
Andrew Luck and Trevor.
But look,
it was written. I'm telling you.
Lisana Bagim. Listen, though, I will say, with the coaching honors and all the on this NFL and MVP talk, I will say my Coach of the Year pick, we'll just jump right into it. Give me Liam Cohen. I mean, he has his team rolling.
Come on.
He has his team rolling. Now, I can't sit here and for Coach of the Year, sit there and hear another person say Mike Vrabel or Mike McDonald or anybody. And I can't sit there and be like, wow, this guy's talking bullshit. I can't, because at the end of the day, I do believe that there's 3 great Coach of the Year prospects, and I can't sit there and blame you for picking any of them.
100%. I don't think you can really go wrong based on literally what you just said, RJ. But I have to go with Mike Vrabel, bro. Like, the turnaround he's done with the team, 4-13 last year, 14-3 this year. One of the most consistent football teams we've seen. Made a great decision bringing in Josh McDaniels this year. Completely changed that offensive scheme and has made them look electrifying. So, like you said, you can't really go wrong with Liam Cohen. You can't really go wrong with him. Bro, they're on like an 8-9 game. I want to say it's an 8-game winning streak they're on right now to close out the year. Like,
I think it's something like that, yeah.
Dude, that's almost unheard of. Like, to be completely honest, in the NFL. So, I don't think you can really go wrong. Mike McDonald, same answer. In my opinion, Kyle Shanahan. I saw Kyle Shanahan. I think as like I was thinking the same person. Thing. I don't think Kyle. It's either him or Vrabel is the leading person, but I don't think Kyle Shanahan should be higher than the three dudes we listed, bro. I don't see how he's top 3 in
I'll give him his props, though.
He's in the running, though. He's definitely in the running.
I'll give him his props.
All those injuries they had.
But like we said, over McDonald, over Liam Cohen, like you said, the injuries and the fact they're still 12-5, cool, but I don't know.
Ben Johnson, too. Like, Ben Johnson got to be in the conversation.
That's the name.
To some extent. I mean,
he does.
Come on. It is the Bears. Like, people still didn't like. I personally believed, but I mean, a lot of people were still pretty skeptical. I feel like once they beat the Eagles, everybody was like, okay, like they're here. Like it's not. At least that's how I perceived it, and I think they're going to show people that they're a real team with a real quarterback and a real head coach. It was Ben Johnson in Detroit. I'm telling you. Don't let Dan Campbell putting on his glasses with his little play sheet fool you, bro. He's not the genius over there, bro. It was Ben Johnson all along. Look at Chicago's running game. That didn't just happen out of nowhere. I know their O-line got better, but I mean, come on, like dude's a wizard, man.
I'm definitely excited to see who wins that award. But
wait, no, who'd you pick? Who'd you pick? Liam Cohen?
Yeah, I picked Liam Cohen.
No, who'd you pick?
Oh, I didn't make a pick.
Oh, he didn't make a pick. You're right.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Liam Cohen. It's really between him and Mike Vrabel. To me, I think I would say Liam Cohen just because I don't think people expected them to take a jump like they did with the Patriots. I think a lot of people expected the Patriots to make somewhat of a jump.
Yeah,
in my opinion. Much of a jump though?
This much of a jump is crazy. But the Jags are 12-5, bro.
The Patriots' predicted record for Vegas. I hate bringing up betting odds, but their predicted record was 10-7.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think they were still predicted to be a 10-win team. Well, are the Jags 13-4?
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Come on, 13-4 with the Jags. Come on.
I saw it coming though. I hate the two.
I saw it coming because I knew Liam Cohen. He was the best coaching hire, bro. That was the guy that I think everyone should have been trying to get. Like Liam Cohen, him and Ben Johnson, were the two. They're two of the best coaches in the league already. I don't need to see any more. I know they're great coaches. I know that.
Yeah, I mean, hell, Vrabel even has Drake May playing like an MVP, which brings me to the next award.
Josh McDaniels, bro.
I mean, who's your MVP? Give it to me. Just go ahead and say your answer at this point.
See, I don't know how hard it hurts me to keep praising the Patriots, bro.
Oh man,
it has to be Drake May. I think he's been the most consistent. We talked about how Stafford had these last 2 games to close out the year, bro. I think he had 2 picks against Atlanta. Was it 2 against Atlanta?
I think it was 3 actually.
3. Oh yeah, and then he had 2 against Arizona. Come on, I just think I understand he has the most touchdowns in the league. I understand he has the most passing yards in the league.
Wait, did he have 2 against Arizona? I don't think he did.
I'm pretty sure he did. I don't think he did.
I thought he had 4 touchdowns. Yeah.
This past game.
He was just throwing really bad passes that could have been.
I think this past game.
I'm tweaking. My bad. I'm tweaking.
Yeah, I was ready to say.
All right. I'm tweaking. I don't know what I might have been looking at the Panthers game. I don't know.
No, I was about to say. I think there was a game before that he had 2.
I'm out here spreading misinformation. But even with that being said, bro, he might. Like I said, Stafford. I had Stafford as MVP all the way up until that Atlanta game. I just did not like what I was seeing. The throws he were making weren't it at all. He was seeing ghosts. I think Noah already said that. I feel like Puka has been bailing him out tremendously to end this year. Like I said, the consistency compared to Drake May, it's night and day in my opinion. Drake May has the best overall QBR in football, second best team in the AFC, technically tied for best record in the AFC, right? So I gotta go Drake May, bro. I think the losses against Carolina and Atlanta, for me personally, for Stafford, it's neck and neck between Stafford and Drake May for me. But I just think those losses against those two teams had to give it to Drake May, bro.
I get that. I mean, I think we all are kind of in agreement here at this point. As much. I mean, you guys saw me in the group chat that we have for our fantasy league. I was sitting there week to week telling everyone if Stafford gets the second MVP, I will push a very nasty, disgusting narrative. But the unfortunate reality is the fact that Stafford played very sloppy towards the end, and that ended up costing his team the first seed to begin with.
Facts.
So I do think at the end of the day, if I was sitting there in that booth and I had to pick a selection for an MVP, I would have to lean towards the guy who is the second seed team in the AFC right now. Give me Drake May to win MVP.
I'm still going Stafford, man.
Oh!
I'm still going Stafford. I think the whole like last two games ruined it for him. I think that's a little unfair. Because first off, the Patriots lost to the Raiders. Thumbs up, bro. The Patriots lost to the Raiders, bro. We were just talking about that before too. I can't like the Raiders game has to matter, bro. Everybody acts like that game didn't happen. The Steelers game happened, bro. We can't act like that didn't happen.
That was also like the first game of the year, though. Like.
But it all has to matter because we could also say like the games at the end didn't really matter because they clinched. I know they could have been playing for the 1 seed, but I mean, come on, like I don't really let that because like if you look at just the raw stats, I mean 4,700 yards to how many touchdowns? 45, 46 to 8 picks. Like I just think that's a better season. Drake had what 4,300 yards, 30-something touchdowns. More picks. And also the competition. I mean, Stafford played when you compare the schedules, it's night and day. I mean, Stafford played all the best teams in the league, and a lot of those games he did show up. It's not like all of his bad games came against the good teams. If anything, his worst games were coming against bad teams. So I don't know. I think it's a little unfair to say, well, he was bad in the last two games, so he loses the MVP. I think we do that a little bit too much with the recency bias for MVP. It's like whoever was playing the best at the end of the season kind of tends to get it, and I don't think that's very fair. I think Stafford had just the more complete season, in my opinion.
I think that's a just assessment. I mean, at the end of the day, I do think this is kind of one of those conversations where you just sit there, and it's kind of like I wouldn't even say it's kind of like the Lamar and Allen thing because we all know Lamar should have won it last year. Anyways, I do think at the end of the day, you can't be mad at either one of them winning. I just do have to give it to Drake May because, I mean, when was the last time an MVP was given to someone who's on the 5th-seeded team?
Facts.
I don't take that into consideration. I know the MVP voters are like that doesn't really matter to me. Not in this new format where there's 7 teams making it. Especially not in the conference like the NFC where they're like, I mean, his division alone, there's 3 teams with 11 plus wins. Like, come on, like, I don't know. I know they think about that, but I don't as much.
I do understand that. I will say though, when it comes to all of that, I don't know. I've never viewed wins as like a major quarterback stat, so I cannot be mad if someone does bring that into an argument when it comes to Stafford or Drake May. But I will say someone who wasn't winning a lot this year, though, however, is someone who got fired this morning, and Jonathan Gannon, Kevin Stefanski, and I believe the last one to get fired was Raheem Morris as well. And so I just kind of want to ask you guys to pick your brain on it. Who do you guys think deserved to be fired this morning the most out of everyone?
I know you can go ahead, Drew. I know you got a lot to say, man.
This is a hard one. I don't think the answer is Jonathan Gannon. I think he was dealt a short hand this season to start off, and looking at his division, bro, like he wasn't winning shit. Let's just call it what it is. That he wasn't making the playoffs, bro. Especially even if Kyler Murray did stay healthy, face a lot, whatever it was Trey Benson, James Conner getting hurt early on, Marvin Harrison. First of all, being inconsistent to start the season, but when he finally did turn it on, he got hurt or had appendicitis. As soon as I traded for him in fantasy football too, conveniently. Anyways, Michael Wilson has emerged as a top talent, but with all that being said, I don't think Jonathan Gannon should have been fired. I think this comes down to Raheem Morris and Kevin Stefanski, and I really want to say Kevin Stefanski because of how he did my boy Shador. But similarly, like, did y'all really think the Cleveland Browns were going to do anything this year? Like, y'all, it's over for the floor. Did y'all really think the Browns were going to do anything this year?
No.
So with that being said, I think the answer has to be Raheem Morris, bro. Like he had the only team with expectations. He has one of the best players in football, regardless of position on his team, and Bijan Robinson. Very inconsistently knew how to use him. First of all, second of all, same thing with Kyle Pitts. A much better, much improved season than previous years, but still, we saw even against the Rams. Granted, Bijan went off, but Kyle Pitts only had 16 yards receiving. Like, it's just things like that with the inconsistency of orchestrating the offense. Now, I get Drake London wasn't in all year, and he had issues, but I just think the Falcons had the highest expectations. They were the ones that were predicted to win the NFC South early on in the year. So I think it has to be Raheem Morris, bro.
Yeah, no, I think we all are in agreement on who didn't deserve to be fired this morning, which was Jonathan Gannon. I'm very excited to see where he goes in this upcoming hiring for the head coaching cycle. But
Titans.
I will. That wouldn't be bad, but we're not here to
for him. It would be,
unfortunately. But we will do that next week. I'll tell you that much. But I do believe someone who deserved it the most would have to be Kevin Stefanski. I mean, he walked into that building, gave the Cleveland Browns their first playoff win, and on God knows how many years. He then mishandled Baker Mayfield's injury, which caused them to even be in this situation to begin with by letting Baker walk, because at the end of the day, he wanted, quote-unquote, better quarterback play. Now, we're sitting through 2 years of maybe 10 games of Deshaun Watson. We realize he's not the answer. Kevin Stefanski then scares any good quarterbacks out of the building, and then on top of that is handed talent after talent. I mean, he has both the Defensive Rookie of the Year favorite and the Defensive Player of the Year this year in Myles Garrett and Carson Shoemaker, whatever his name is, at linebacker. He has both of them. He has J.O.K. He has Denzel Ward. You have all of those guys on defense. The defense is spectacular. You're supposed to be an offensive-minded head coach, and yet we have a 5'9" Samoan idiot coming out here and throwing 100 yards for 3,400 times, and then we have Shador throwing his fucking watch up on the sideline asking people what time it is. No, man. At the end of the day, he ruined that culture completely after already setting it up. Because it was absolutely ridiculous what kind of meltdown he was having for the past few years. I mean, at the end of the day, Stefanski was handed all of these stars on defense, all of these stars on offense. Do we forget he is the reason why Odell Beckham Jr., Jarvis Landry, and Baker Mayfield didn't work as an offense?
That's facts.
Because remember, OBJ tore his ACL, and then next thing you know, Baker and Jarvis Landry start cooking to the point where they're 11-5 and finally win their first playoff game in Cleveland history.
Baker was playing hurt, though. Baker was playing hurt, and then I'll pivot towards that because at the end of that year, they cut Baker Mayfield, a guy who changed that culture completely, and then Kevin Stefanski ruined everything that he built by trading for a pedophile, a weirdo, a goddamn predator. And at the end of the day, I do believe the number one guy that should have been fired today was Kevin Stefanski. I do believe Jonathan Gannon deserved grace because he didn't draft half of those players, and Raheem Morris deserves grace because at the end of the day, he only had pretty much this was the second season in the building, and he got fired. Yeah, I'm also have to go with Stefanski. Well, yeah, I'm gonna probably go with Stefanski too. Honestly, I think him and Raheem Morris both deserve to get fired pretty heavily. Like, I definitely think they were both, for different reasons. I think with the expectations thing, the Falcons just have too much talent, in my opinion, to be where they are. I think that also has to do a little bit with the quarterback situation. I think that the whole quarterback thing is really what gets me, because with the Falcons, it's like you get Kirk Cousins, then you draft Michael Penix because you fall in love with him during the draft. And then he looks like he might not be the guy. And now it's kind of like you just set your team back maybe another half decade if he doesn't end up being the guy. And you're going to waste Bijan's prime. You're going to waste Drake London's prime. They're going to move on. It's just, I just see a big mess coming in their future. But with Kevin Stefanski, it's more so like just a total mismanagement of the offense, which is supposed to be his thing. He's an offensive guy. If whatever side of the ball you're a specialty on for a head coach, if that side is terrible, it's on you, in my opinion. He's getting carried by his defense year after year, and it's like, how many times do we have to see him destroy everything that gets built over there for us to say we've had enough? And I think I only choose him over Raheem Morris, truthfully, because he's been there longer. I mean, if Raheem Morris had been doing that for however long Stefanski has, and this was happening, it would probably be Raheem Morris, because they have too much talent.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Stefanski's gonna do. Apparently, he already has head coaching gigs lined up. I don't know what Morris is gonna do, but I think
Morris won't get another job. I don't think he'll get another job.
I think Morris might get a job at college football, if anything.
Yeah, or as a DC. He won't be an NFL head coach again. Kevin Stefanski, they'll give him another shot. But I just don't like I don't like the way he, like, especially when he talks at the podium. I don't really like it. I don't really buy it. He just doesn't seem like he builds a good culture. I think he relies on the players to do that. I don't think he's a guy who's going to come in and bring a culture with him.
I mean, I get that 100%. I will say, boys, this does bring us towards the end of our pod, at least for this weekend. Does anyone have any hot takes or anything they want to get off their chest, try to cement themselves this weekend coming up?
I don't know, man. Something... I just think Pittsburgh. Someone's telling me Pittsburgh's going to get it done against Houston, bro. That's truly like my mind. That's one of the picks. Like, your mind is telling you Houston all the way. Like, it makes logical sense for Houston to win that game, but my gut is just telling me Aaron Rodgers ain't done yet, bro. Something's just telling me he ain't done, bro.
I feel the same way about T-Law, though. Give me Duval.
That's where I'm at, RJ.
I'm telling you,
that's where I'm at.
The Buffalo Bills are going to lose this weekend. I keep trying to tell folks, but Noah, go ahead and finish this off. Go ahead.
Hey, RJ, I'm like this with you on T-Law.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, after this weekend, you're gonna start seeing a lot of people say, "Hold on now. Are the Jags the best team in the AFC? Mm-hmm. Are the Jags about to go to the Super Bowl? Is Trevor Lawrence going to be looking like one of them ones going into next year?" I don't know, man. It's looking a little scary. Hey, Drew, when you see that, them gold locks flowing through the end zone, man. Oh, come on, man.
Bro, this might be in a TikTok clip in about a week, bro. That glazing
it could be.
It could be. Who knows?
But if you see Trevor Lawrence, you know what I'm saying, in a game for the Lombardi, man, don't be surprised.
I just can't see that. I can't see that. But we will see.
Bro. You gotta have the vision.
Jacksonville's crime rate will instantly drop to 0. People will be kissing babies in the streets. Jacksonville needs a savior. What better savior than Trevor Lawrence?
Yes, sir.
That's a fact, bro.
All right, y'all boys. It's been a great Monday night talking ball. I hope you guys enjoy your nights. As for our viewers, our subscribers, thank you guys so much for finally tuning back in. I promise the episodes will be weekly. Y'all boys, anything else to say? Let's say it now. Forever hold your peace, at least until next week.
Good, man.
Subscribe.
Thanks, yo. Get it rolling.
All right. Catch y'all next week, man.
All right. Be safe.
No cap.